something very unique with Pro Q4, which sort of saved my ass on this chorus in a mix. And I'm going to show you that, but then I'm going to tell you what I really think about Pro Q4, because I've got a very different take to what 99% of YouTuber has been showing. Okay? Now, case study. Right in front of me, I've got a chorus in this mix. I've got the main vocal as a dry, so I get to mix it as I want. Then I've got a vocal stack with all the harmonies as one stem, and the vocoder as a separate stem, and they all stack together in the chorus. On the demo, the stack and the vocoder are very loud at the sacrifice of the lead vocal, but the client wants the lead vocal clear. Now, on Dan Worrell's introduction video for Pro Q4, at the very end, he shows using sidechain for the spectral processing as a vocoder. And that sat in the back of my mind, and as I was working through this yesterday, and I was struggling to get everything to sit, I reverse engineered this. And basically what I've done is I've made a sidechain signal send out from the main vocal. It goes into Pro Q4, and then it spectrally ducks the low mids based on the sidechain signal of the lead vocal. Now take a look at this. You'll see the frequencies in the lead vocal in the red behind it, and it'll duck the frequencies in the low mid of the stack. So you're probably wondering why you're not hearing any audio, and that's because this mix is yet to be released and I don't have clearance from the artist. But what you can see is the fundamentals, or the main frequencies of the lead vocal, get ducked out of the low mids of the stacks with it. So that way I can boost those stacks up nice and loud without it compromising the intelligibility or the clarity of that main vocal in the low mids. That was the unique thing I wanted to share with you, because I thought it was pretty unique, and at least in my opinion, I'm sure there are other plugins that can do this, but this was sort of just a Hail Mary at the last minute while I'm mixing to try and get this all to fit in. I thought I'd share it with you. Here's the kicker though, and here's the kicker. I used Pro Q4, I did 2 mixes on the weekend. I rarely work on the weekend, but I did 2 mixes. I'm using Pro Q4, and I'm going to tell you this. These features, all right, what are they called? This feature here, okay? This feature here, how much did I use it? At the start, I set it all up and I'm trying to go through it and flick through it, and I realize it's just not how I mix. I don't mix based on looking at these EQs and going, oh, I got to take and boost a bit here, or boost a bit there, or cut a bit here, or use the bit where it shows the red overlay and stuff. That's not how I mix. So this feature was useless to me. The other features in terms of the drawing and some of the attack and release, it's good, but again, I'm not leaning on it hard enough. So here's my hot take. Pro Q4 is a luxury upgrade. It is not a necessity, and I think the hype it's gotten from creators is disproportionate to the value set it bridges for working professionals. Like if you have Pro Q3, you've got 95% of what's happening in Pro Q4, and you'll be using 95% of what's already in Pro Q3 if you get Pro Q4. So I just see it as a bit unbalanced. Every now and then tools come across which do bridge a big gap and give you access to incredible things which otherwise you couldn't do before. The spectral processing is great, and I think it's great they've included it, but don't get me wrong when I say this is a luxury upgrade, not a necessity upgrade. And I wanted to flag that in this video because, how do I put it? I've been using it, and even in my mastering sessions, I've been using Pro Q4 instead of Pro Q3, and I'm using it the same way I would Pro Q3. And I don't know, I just feel like rather than treating it as like a release plugin, we're going to update, like as in we're going to go through all the details and say whether these details are cool or not, I've just spent the last 3-4 days using it in sessions, so that way I can get a feel for, is it bridging a big gap in my process, or is it bridging a small gap? For the most part, I say it's bridging 0 to no gap, except in the instance of using the spectral processing. And even then, that is a 1 in 100 use case. I'm going to come across a problem where I have a stack of stems, as in a stack of harmonies in one stem that I need to use spectral processing for. It's like a very unique use case. So anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. And until next time, take care.